Hit the streets with the Men of NYPD Blue, Sunday nights at 11:30.
Tonight, from Washington, D.C. in historic Ford's Theater, it's Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher. Bill's guest tonight, humorist Franken. From Utah, Senator Orrin, former presidential candidate Alan Keyes, and from Louisiana, Senator Mary Landrieu. And now, the star of Politically Incorrect, Bill Maher.
Thank you very much. Very kind. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. You always make us feel so warm here in Washington, which is a good thing, because it is getting cold here back east. You know, we're from California. We're not used to this. And I tell you, it was so cold today. I'll tell you how cold. Bill Clinton pulled a woman aside and just described his penis. That's... boy. Kidding. I kid, please. Well, are you all excited about the big election yesterday? That was an exciting election. The biggest turnout was in New Jersey, my home state. Are you from Jersey? Well, that was the big one. Christine Todd Whitman narrowly won. They said she wouldn't because they said she was stuck up. But, you know, she's trying to prove now that she's a real Jerseyite. So for her victory party, she put in a lot of big hairspray. And is going to drive into Manhattan and not get into any of the good nightclubs. That's... no. Well, things are getting very, very tense with Iraq. Saddam Hussein, you know, he's trying to stop us from poking around over there, but we are determined to do it. And today, he finally admitted that he has chemical weapons. He said it's just that they accidentally got boxed with some old Whitewater billing records. Now the big trial everybody is watching these days, of course, the second Oklahoma City bombing trial. Terry Nichols, the defense yesterday pulled a big surprise. This is true. They showed photographs of this rundown, crappy, dilapidated warehouse where the FBI had stored the evidence. This does not look good for the FBI. It calls the government's whole case into question. And even worse, if you look in the background, the guard on duty is Richard Jewell. And finally, now, this is Washington. We must have people who were supporters or worked for President Bush. He has a big day tomorrow. His presidential library, in Houston, is it, I guess? But his presidential library opens tomorrow. And Bush, Carter, and Ford will all be on hand for this. And the three ex-presidents are taking a page out of the Beatles notebook there, the three ex-Beatles. What they're going to do is they're going to add backing vocals to a newly found tape from Richard Nixon where he's sicking the IRS on some Jews. It should be really fun. Anyway, thanks for coming. It's all been satirized for your protection. Thank you, folks. He ran a remarkable campaign for president in 1996. Now he hosts the Alan Keyes Show, America's wake-up call. Ambassador Alan Keyes. There he is. Alan, pleasure to meet you.
Good to be here.
Thank you very much. Have a seat. At 23, she became the youngest woman to ever serve in the Louisiana legislature. Now she is the senator from Louisiana, the Honorable Mary Landrieu. Senator, a great pleasure. Thank you for doing our show. That's very sweet of you. Sit right down. He's the gentleman from Utah, our friendly beehive state. His new CD is Freedom's Light, and his song for Princess Di is Many Different Roads. The Honorable Orrin Hatch. Senator? You're very busy in my business, apparently. Author, actor, screenwriter, and Rush Limbaugh biographer. His upcoming sitcom is called Late Line. Al Franken, ladies and gentlemen. Al, always a favorite here in Washington. Okay. All right. First thing I wanted to ask you folks tonight. A couple of weeks ago, Al Gore made a speech about TV, similar. People compared it to the Dan Quayle speech about Murphy Brown. He said when the character Ellen came out, millions of Americans were forced to look at sexual orientation in a more open light. And the media hardly made anything of this. And some people have questioned this. And I guess the question is, did they make more of Dan Quayle's statement about Murphy Brown because it was ridiculous? Or is the media biased and not paying attention? Because it is kind of a big thing when a vice president openly condones a gay lifestyle, is it not?
I don't know that it's a big thing right now, especially since he went to Hollywood to kind of pay his homage to the gods there who have for a long time been promoting the kinds of things that Al Gore now thinks that the country needs to get into, I suppose. I mean, I don't have anything against homosexuals, tend to keep it that way, but I don't know if the vice president does. And that, I think, doesn't qualify him in my book
I don't
for the
follow.
presidency.
Yeah, I don't follow either.
But explain yourself.
Well, I'm not the least bit surprised that Al Gore would give a speech and you wouldn't follow. Nobody in their right mind is going to.
No, we follow him. We don't follow you. I know, and I'm not mocking you.
Wait a minute. To be fair, Alan didn't follow us.
Well, no. To be fair, and I do think, I mean, I had come on this program expecting fairness, but to be fair, I think that Gore declared himself to be an aspiring president of depravity, and he went to Hollywood to tell everybody, this is my thing. I think the real challenge in the future is going to be, will a single Republican stand up to oppose him on the point of leading America down that depraved road?
You know, depravity is an interesting word because the Republicans refer to Hollywood very often as a nightmare of depravity. That was Bob Dole's words for the films that he didn't like, that he didn't see, but he didn't like. He called Hollywood, or show business really, the Hollywood filth factory, and in my home it's referred to as Daddy's meal ticket.
You know that?
But I...
The peculiar...
But what I think there is a certain, you use the word depravity, I'd use the word ugliness in referring to homosexuality as depraved. It may be your belief, and that's fine. But we live in a constitutional democracy, not a theocracy, and I actually think it was a good thing for the president, or vice president, to do, and I hope he's president.
Well, can I say something?
Yes, that's why you're here.
Look, I don't find any fault with Al Gore being friends with Ellen. As a matter of fact, to make a long story short, you know, I myself have special constituencies that I appeal to. Uptight males with high starch collars. And you know,
I've seen a lot of them in this town so far.
Well, and besides, if Al's a friend of Ellen's, I have to say, whenever I have a problem, I always call on Frazier, and it's one way of solving my problems.
But do you think that, if I can get back to my question...
Yeah.
Yes?
Since Ellen's from New Orleans, and you know, she's been a wonderful actress and a role model in some ways, that, you know, I just think that what the Vice President made a comment, people have to be very open in the society, what they are. They should not be condemned. I think, frankly, maybe too much was made of the whole episode to begin with, but, you know, that said, that's what she is, and I don't think we're in a position to condemn or to condone, and that's America.
But that precisely deprives us of a freedom. I know that people like to compare homosexuality to race, but I got to tell you, I woke up a black guy this morning. I'll go to bed a black guy. In the meantime, you can try to talk me out of it if you like, but it's not going to happen. You know, they used to call black people They used to refer to black Americans as people of the colored persuasion, but persuasion has nothing to do with it.
You're implying.
And that being the case,
You're implying that people
I'm
have a
implying
choice.
that sexual behavior is moral behavior.
You're implying that
And
you can get
moral
talked out of
behavior-
homosexuality.
Which is a real
Right?
disagreement.
Well, I think you can talk yourself out of any incorrect sexual behavior. And if homosexuals can't control their sexual passion, then I suppose adulterers and pedophiles are no more capable of controlling theirs. Where do you stop?
Wait,
I
but
think-
that is...
That is so
ridiculous.
But if I were given the choice, I'm sorry, Senator, we'll go to you. If I were given the
Actually,
choice...
Al, I'm sorry. I have to take a break.
Oh,
we'll
can I
come to
come
you
back to
when we
this?
come back.
Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher, brought to you by Royal Caribbean International.
What time of day do the best long-distance rates start?
Well, the rates are usually best to call late at night.
After 7 p.m. on Friday?
I can't keep track of those things.
Well, here's a little good news. Now Sprint's dime rate is good 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You're kidding.
Dime a minute?
A dime all the time. Even in the middle of the day?
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
No more tricky hours? I can call whoever I want, whenever I want?
Absolutely. But you gotta call Sprint first.
Call now for Sprint Sense anytime.
New on video. The race is on.
Nothing like waiting until the last minute.
To buy Jingle All the Way. Buy the one gift the whole family will enjoy. Yeah! Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jingle All the Way. Buy it on video today.
Somewhere there's a job where you can take time off for a cold. But until you find that job, there's Hall's Mentholyptus to soothe your throat and calm your cough. Hall's, we're going to work.
Thursday, a whack on your backside, a pinch, a grope, sexual harassment. Not between a man and a woman, but between two men.
I'm a man, treat me like a man. Don't touch me, don't put your hands on me. Treat me like a man.
2020 Thursday.
There still is blockage, though, on the northbound lane.
Traffic reports live from the streets of Spokane every 10 minutes on the 9s. Part of your morning drive with News Talk 920, KXLY.
As a homeowner, are you tired of sports celebrities telling you how to handle your finances? Hi, my name is Brad Ludis, Senior Vice President of Union Financial Corporation, and my job is to make sure that you get the loan you need. Save hundreds of dollars each month with one loan, one payment from Union Financial Corporation. Even if your credit is less than perfect or have no equity in your home, we can help. I may not be in the Hall of Fame, but money is our game. We are the financial pros. Union Financial Corporation, 1-800-USA-LEND.
Total news coverage.
It's being there first with breaking news.
It's staying with the story until all the facts are in.
It's giving you a forecast you can trust, but it's also guiding you through a dangerous storm.
Total commitment, total coverage, Total News 4.
It's not too late to be a member of our studio audience in Washington, D.C. For information, call 202-393-8410.
Okay, welcome back. We're in Washington. That was your music we heard going out. And this is Ford's Theater. I should have mentioned that before. We are actually in Ford's Theater.
Just wonderful.
And in Washington. And, of course, now, you guys have office. Alan, you don't have an office right now. I don't think it's a coincidence that we hear from you sort of the unvarnished version.
Well, I think it's clearly varnished. The word varnished is very interesting. It actually comes from a Hindu word that means color. So in my case, you're hearing the varnished version, probably.
But somebody in office probably wouldn't, you know, have the guts to say, look, homos are evil, get over it.
First of all, I think
They wouldn't be in office long.
they wouldn't have the guts. They don't have the guts to say the homosexual agenda requires that we accept the view that human beings are incapable of controlling their sexual passions. It's an inclination. You say it's built into their genes. Adultery is built into everybody's genes. There are men, they have to sleep with every woman they see. It's built into our genes. Bill Clinton. But this does not. This does not mean that we are relieved of responsibility for our animal nature. It doesn't.
I don't follow him.
Yeah, please.
You know, if I was given the choice of, Al, you have to sleep with either Senator Hatch or Senator... or Senator Landrieu,
don't worry about that.
Who knows, the two of us may commit a crime sometime and end up somewhere. But anyway, say, I know
I saw
I'm
you
going to
with
pick Senator
Ariana.
Landrieu.
Oh, don't
okay?
pick me. Oh, my God.
I think, I brought up ugliness before, and you were talking about, you were saying that controlling your sexual urges, and you really compared gay people to pedophiles. And I really resent that. I'm not gay. I have lots of, I mean, I really do. And I really,
Well, I have to say, I'm relieved that he's not gay, is all I can say.
But the sad thing is that folks like yourself actually spend a lot of time resenting people when they speak the truth. All I can say is get over it, you know? It's going to happen in America. And contrary to what Mr. Gore said, that we're going to be forced to accept certain things. I love the word he used. You forced America. He has no right to force people to abandon views of conscience that have been at the bedrock root of Western civilization for several thousand years. He has no right to demand that we abandon those traditions. And I won't follow him.
Okay. Well, let's get off this.
Alan assumes that he has the truth, and I don't think anyone on earth has the truth, and we all have to listen to our different conscience. The deal is that people need to follow their own conscience. And Adam, and let me say this, and let me say what's really, the values that are really important here, Orrin, let me just say this, the values that are really important are loyalty, love, honesty, faithfulness. They are homosexuals that can be loving, you know, loyal, faithful. Those are the values that you want to believe in, just like heterosexuals.
Those are family values.
Those are family values, and those are important values.
Those are wonderful values, but excuse me, if you follow Mr. Gore and you accept the homosexual agenda, they won't be family values, because if we accepted that agenda, there wouldn't be that many families. The point being that moral responsibility, the concept of moral responsibility is at the root of our ability to maintain marriage, fidelity. If you tell people you don't have to control your sexual inclination because it's in your genes, our sexual inclination is in everybody's genes. We're all genetically disposed to act like animals. That doesn't mean we have the right to do so, or that society can survive if we don't discipline our sexual passions.
He's hopeless. Let's go on to something.
You got that I've been called that before, I have to say, but let me just say, I don't think there's a right of anybody to discriminate against another human being, but there are certain moral principles. I think Alan is articulating what he believes are the right moral principles. And frankly, you know, you're looking at the senator who helped put through the AIDS bills, the Ryan White bill, and other bills that not just help gays, but help people who have had real difficulties. On the other hand, there are moral principles that really we ought to be advancing in our society. We all know that. And we all know that there are people on all sides of the sexual spectrum who do things that are wrong. And frankly, we ought to be condemning that. And I admire Alan for being willing to speak up and say his point of view.
I admire Alan for speaking up, too. That's what I started this segment with. And I have to end it with the same comment. We do have to take a break.
Two tickets, $28. 2 hot dogs, 2 popcorns, and 2 sodas, $18. 1 autographed baseball, $45. Real conversation with 11-year-old son? Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted all over, even Major League ballparks.
If you can't sleep well, it may be because you can't breathe well through your nose.
Stars shining bright above you.
Breathe Right strips gently pull open nasal passages so you can breathe better and have a more peaceful night's sleep.
Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream.
Breathe Right. Sleep tight.
Schilling. Recipes for real life.
5:30 conference call.
PTA meeting.
Soccer practice. Brother for dinner. Dentist appointment. Late night at work. Baby shower. Birthday party.
Extra innings.
Playoff game. Dry cleaners. Aerobics.
Recital.
Gridlock.
Haircut. School play.
Movie night. Pool.
Need quick and easy dinner ideas for all those busy days? Presenting Schilling's Meal Idea Center. Over 50 color-coded meal ideas from fajitas to stir fry. Flavor up with Schilling, the taste you trust.
This is about his best, not about anybody's age. Being champion means I'm really competing against myself.
The Road to Nagano starts Sunday on ABC.
Where do you find what you need to play, to strive, to go faster and farther, higher and longer? Where do you go when you've got the drive and you need the gear? The new Gart Sports Superstore in Spokane, North Point, 9620 North Newport Highway, where you'll find the best selection, the best quality, and the best value. The new Gart Sports Superstore at the North Point Shopping Center. You've got the drive, get the gear. Gart's.
Got your pencil and paper ready? It's quiz time.
Brought to you by her, Paula Engel, and me, Tom Tynan, co-hosts of Our House. Ready?
Do you know how this tuna can say you water?
Or how a hairdryer can make your refrigerator more energy efficient.
Great questions, aren't they? And you'll have all the answers by watching Our House.
Plus tips on how to make minor changes to your home to save major bucks.
Just like this tuna can.
Sunday mornings at 8, right here on ABC4. Brought to you by Washington Water Power and McVeigh Brothers Siding and Windows.
Every car dealer I go to, it's like no one else has ever had credit problems.
You know, you'd be surprised how many people have similar credit problems.
I'm working to get back on my feet again.
That's another good reason that CAMP set up our special finance program. By financing through CAMP, you'll save money, you'll reestablish your credit, and that's going to help you get back on your feet.
You mean you'd help me buy a quality new car and build my credit rating? I like the sounds of this.
Tonight, the Republicans are having a huge fundraiser. I think Trent Lott is hosting it. They're hoping to raise $6 million. The Democrats obviously do the same thing. Clinton and Gore were just down in Florida with some sort of Halloween-a-palooza. Schmoozing for money. I know you guys hate doing it. Why don't you reform the system?
Well, we want to, but
everybody wants to,
the
nobody
Democrats,
does it.
45 Democrats, senators signed on for reform to try to reduce the amount of money, have full and complete disclosure, but it's the Republican leadership that's blocking it. No, it's bipartisan too. We got some Republicans.
Yeah, they have three
not enough. We got 3 Republicans. Orrin, you're on or not? No.
No.
But the Republican leadership does not want to reform the system because, of course, they can raise more money. They're going to do it tonight.
Because they get more money. Isn't that the truth? That the Republicans get more money because the Republicans got money.
Right. That's simple.
That's the biggest joke of all, because, you know, the unions spend almost 100% of their money on Democrats, and they spend between $100 million and $400 million every 2 years.
Who raised more money?
Actually, if you count the money that they raised by far, the Democrats do.
By the way,
the average donation to Democrats is much larger than the average donation to Republicans.
The unions, of course, but Orrin, overall, the corporate sector.
$400 million, we can't match that no matter what we do.
Orrin, the corporate sector, Bill, that is just accurate, not totally incorrect.
Can we fact check this later and you'll admit that you're wrong?
But the corporate sector gives about 7 times the money.
There are no facts on this show.
But the point, Bill, the point is the public wants a system change. We do need to fix it, and there's some ways that we should do it.
That statement that you just made is not true. When they do surveys, the public isn't the least bit interested in this issue. But the second point is that this whole business of talking so much about so-called campaign finance reform is all so that we will not look at the real issues. The Thompson hearings spent weeks going into the minutia of this garbage. Meanwhile, Charlie's tree sits in Beijing. Mr. Wang never appears. We never learn whether Bill Clinton is in fact president of the United States or in the pay of the Chinese government. He's making decisions. He's making decisions.
He's in the pay of the homosexuals.
He's making, serious. This man, Clinton is making decisions about whether a base at Costco under Chinese control will be an espionage threat, and we don't even know if he's an espionage threat. I think this is absurd.
What can you say?
Well, you know,
I think we should just let Alan talk.
I would, but I gotta take a break first. We'll be back.
And over easy.
Take these back. They're over hard. Try again.
I think I liked you better smoking. He's quitting cold turkey.
Hey, I'm quitting myself. Can I suggest?
Nicoderm CQ. Does that help?
If it didn't, you'd be wearing these eggs.
With a 24-hour stream of medicine, Nicoderm CQ calms even nasty cravings. It's the power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to quit successfully.
You know what? I like you better not smoking.
Victoria's Secret announces the all-new Angels collection.
It's very flattering. It's very feminine.
I feel like you're not really wearing
sheer bras and panties in all different colors.
Sexy.
Colors are beautiful. Very discreet.
Angels only at Victoria's Secret.
First, they ran wild on a distant island. But now, they're going to get you where you live. A Steven Spielberg film. Now, capture the lost world on video cassette. Includes a removable 3D Dino motion card.
A dejected nuclear scientist is out for revenge.
It could destroy modern society's ability to communicate or use any electronic circuit.
This thing isn't going to detonate on or near American soil.
Oh, God.
Mayday! Mayday!
Medusa's Child, 1 week from Sunday on ABC.
Pay no sales tax.
Or do not pay till $19.99.
This Veterans Day weekend at the Bedroom Superstore.
America's largest selection of bedrooms.
America's lowest prices.
Your choice of either of these two beautiful bedrooms.
Everything included: bed, frame, dresser, mirror, and nightstand, only $9.99.
And at the Bedroom Superstore, the mattress is always free.
Plus no sales tax or no interest and no payments till $19.99.
The Bedroom Superstore, where America buys its bedrooms for less.
As a homeowner, are you tired of mortgage lenders promising you the world and not delivering? Call us. We're Union Financial Corporation, a full-service lender, and we can help. Pay off those high-interest credit cards and auto loans. One loan, one payment. It's easy, convenient, and a smart way to organize your finances. Consolidate your bills, save hundreds of dollars each month, and the interest may be tax deductible. Even if your credit is less than perfect or have no equity in your home, Union Financial Corporation can help. 1-800-USA-LEND.
93 Zoo FM plays 93 minutes of music, guaranteed. Listen to the Breakfast Boys to tell you where to find it. If we don't play it, we'll have to pay you. 93 Zoo FM.
Total news coverage.
It's being there first with breaking news.
It's staying with the story until all the facts are in. It's giving you a forecast you can trust, but it's also guiding you through a dangerous storm.
Total commitment. Total coverage. Total News 4.
Join us tomorrow when our guests will be Ann Lewis, Richard Belzer, Oliver North, and Kathleen Turner.
All right, we were talking about the campaign finance hearings. You mentioned the Chinese plot, which is how Senator Thompson set up the whole thing. He was going to prove this plot by the Chinese government. Did anybody buy this? Is there any evidence of a Chinese plot?
I love it. It's like the gangsters kill off all of the witnesses, send them out of the country, and that's like, there's no evidence of a crime. Charlie Tree sits over in Beijing telling everybody this or that. They actually brought Jiang Zemin here, and the president didn't even ask to get him back. What kind of a friend is he?
You know, I have an idea on the special prosecutor that I think could satisfy the Republicans in the Senate. And this is the idea, that Janet Reno should appoint a special prosecutor to investigate finance abuse, campaign finance abuses by the president, the vice president, and members of Congress. Now, just somebody has...
Yes, sir.
I hate to say this, but I think that I'll sell 30 million records before Janet Reno appoints independent counsel.
Well, Senator Elton John.
Well, she's already...
You're watching ABC.